Welcome back to this Let's Play of the original official campaign for Neverwinter Nights 2. Last time we essentially just talked to a bunch of our companions. There's a little more talking I'm going to have to do with Bishop at some point, but I decided that one episode of pure talking was plenty. And we can, walk into Blacklake now. And there's only one new merchant here. There's another new merchant for the chapter in Neverwinter, which is, since Sand is in our party now, there's a merchant elemental that appears there that sells some of the same things Sand did, but also a couple of new things. Most importantly for me, a couple of new spells. This guy here, Davni Lineth, is the other the other merchant that's new. And he sells a bunch of these +4 stat items. Unfortunately not the one that gives int bonus, but I guess I'll have to do without. These Boots of Hardiness +2 are also fairly nice, but I'm more or less just going to save my money. There's a side quest of sorts that's essentially sticks a vacuum cleaner in your wallet and turns it to full power. The objective in the short term right now, I sold off all of my
Follow me, everyone.
sort of cheaper items, well, almost all of them. And so mostly what I have left are these things that are worth 10,000 gold each. And I'm going to wait on those until essentially I know, or I can't find a shop that'll actually buy them for their full price. If you see something that's all sells for a nice round number like that, chances are the merchant can't actually afford to pay the full price for it. So you're not getting the full value, and it's better to just hang on to it. There are some things, and eventually you'll just run into the issue that no one has enough money to buy things. So don't, keep them until the end of the game, unless they're actually useful. Anyway, I'm going to do a little shopping, and then we're going to continue with Nisha's little side quest. Actually, I've forgotten. There is one more merchant who's at the docks just to the left of the inn. She doesn't sell anything super important. If you have the Collector's Edition, or for the later patches, everybody gets access to the Collector's Edition stuff, she sells a lot of exotic materials, none of which are really worthwhile. Well, the materials are worthwhile, but she also sells just a lot of random weapons with high enchantments and big costs, and I need to save money for now, so I'm not going to buy anything. And, more or less these girls are hanging out in the crypts to be goths, I guess. And we can offer to save them from their vampiric or whatever, who knows, their delusions. But we won't do that yet. Promising to do it does get you some influence with
Everybody,
Chandra.
follow me!
Now, here's the collector's house, and yet, not surprisingly, you have to pick the lock on the front door. Inside here, I'm going to cast one last buff. Greater Magic Weapon is a better version of that level 1 spell I was using to make my non-magical weapons into +1. In this case, it sets them to +3. It'll actually take them up to +5. It's why being able to enchant magical weapons is actually not, as sort of permanent enchant, is not all that useful, because you're limited on the number of enchantments you can put on, but you can always cast Greater Magic Weapon on top. I'm going to cast Invisibility Sphere here. Now, Invisibility Sphere is really annoying, and in some ways sort of marginally useful, because the AI does not follow closely enough to stay invisible. You must stay within the radius of the sphere, and they don't, and so they aren't invisible. And that's really kind of annoying, because, well, it's not a group invisibility. In, what was it? In Baldur's Gate 2, there was a similar spell, and in that particular case, the spell would, instead of casting it on an area, it would actually just say, okay, everybody who's currently within range is invisible, and stays that way. And so it was just, you know, in group invisibility, as opposed to just you have to stay in range. These collector guards are quite strong. They're not, you know, super powerful, but I think you were expected to actually avoid them instead of trying to bash your way through.
Get on him! Attack! Attack! Attack!
Of course, I can do that.
Grobnar, where are you going?
Yay! Ouch!
There are some spellcasters here too, so I'm guessing that probably one of them cast a spell that feared him or something. Either that or he's just trying to avoid direct contact.
Yay, let's attack!
Come on!
Oh, come on, where's Grobnar? There's Grobnar.
Give me a moment. I'll be over.
Some enemies over
Well, that didn't work very well. That was Vitriolic's fear, and I was hoping to
Give me a moment, and this will all
hit
be
the enemy with it, not me. Okay, well, looks like Phantasmal Killer didn't work, but just hitting it did, so... I'm gonna clean up. You can't actually rest in here, but I can heal with healing kits. I'll be right back. Alright. Now, there's a bit of a puzzle here. It's not just a straightforward application of thief skills. You have to essentially talk your way through part of this. The Collector's Diary there gives you a little bit of info about one of the other options. And you can sort of fool this woman into thinking that you are one of her servants who's here to, and you're here to, you know, just massage your feet. And she'll give you her key, if you tell you want, you know, give her a good foot massage and then tell her you want to rob the place blind, and she plays along. And, you know, she's not exactly very faithful to her
How
husband.
can I help?
She seems fully willing to betray him and let you in. So, well, that's a change. Might be easier than we thought.
Yeah?
And you know that they babble on a little bit, and apparently they don't get along very well. So you can just pay her off and have her go start a new life without him, because she didn't really like him in the first place. And
Give it up!
then to get his key, we're just going to use the old-fashioned approach of just slaughtering him. You can... There's a variety of ways you can sort of persuade him into giving you the key, but if you do, you don't get all of his other loot, which some of which is actually fairly decent. He apparently is a dual-wielding type and has 2 good weapons. So, in my case, I'm not actually going to use either of them, but they're worth good money.
Yeah!
Now, that doesn't actually get us into the vault itself. We're going to need this book here, and there's a whole lot of just gobbledygook and stuff to get it, but it's essentially you can figure it out to 513.
No.
Alright.
Sorry. I can't.
We still need one more key. So there's a fireplace here. Let's see if there's anything there. Well, I'm going to run back downstairs and see if I can find something to put the fire out. Back on the first floor here, there in a room I didn't go to, just on the other side of the hallway, there's a wash basin that has an empty bottle in it and a vase of water. So you just put the empty bottle in the vase of water, and that gives you some water. Now that we have the water, we can go up here to the fireplace and douse the fire, take the key, and go right in. Now, I mean, nominally, we should just be able to
No.
walk in and
I can't do that.
use Cone of Cold or something.
Mishka, good to see you again.
Leldon. Something told me you'd be here. Although I didn't think you'd get this far.
My coin. Where is it?
Like I'd tell you. And it's not your coin anymore. After all, you can't seem to hold on to it. Or anything else.
I'll tear the knowledge from you if I have to. I'll get it back. And what you came to steal, little girl, that's mine too.
I'm not scared of you, Leldon. You can't order me around, and you sure as the Nine Hells can't stop me.
You think so? So be it then.
Alright, and, we fight. Was there ever a big surprise about that? And, well,
Who's for a fight?
unfortunately,
Come
we
on!
can't rest in this area, so I am kind of at the limits of what I have. Fortunately, Sand still has plenty of lesser missile storms, and I still have plenty of haste. And it's just Leldon himself, so it's not like it's
Take this!
a big fight.
Girl like me gets
Take
scared.
this! And this!
Who's for a fight?
Sand,
Come on!
you were supposed to be casting missile storms.
Mishka. You did it. You killed me. Going to be waiting for you. Waiting for you to die.
Like I'm waiting? Just fall over and be quiet, Leldon. You've lost. You've lost everything. I kind of expected some better last words from him. He was always a big talker. Ah, well, let's take what we need and get out of here. Time's wasting.
Yeah, I mean, we killed the Collector, but that was probably just one of his minions he was assuming direct control over, right? Anyway, I'll clean up and meet you outside. Really not anything super important there. This Kiss of Sunni has a chance of holding enemies, but it's a fairly low chance, so don't really expect it to work. This Flame Tongue sword isn't bad, but the Blade of the Gladiator that Eleni is using is just better. I might have Chandra use it kind of in the short term, just because I don't have any other weapon. And when Eleni's not in the party, having a flame-based weapon is not a problem. When she is in the party, having a flame enchantment on the base weapon interferes with casting flame weapon. So, parry out of Wisdom +4, I guess. Again, I kind of preferred having Eleni have that the extra hit points. These Gloves of the Balanced Hand give bonus feat to weapon fighting. I may actually use those on Chandra because, well, she doesn't have anything better to do. And this Elven Ceremonial Armor is just, it gives a bunch of spell focus, but it's heavy armor, so it's really a casting cleric armor, and we don't have any casting clerics. We will get one eventually, but she's not very good, and I'm not going to hold on to the armor for her. I might hang on to it if it's worth max money, but that's it for this episode. Next time, there are a lot of other random things to do here in Black Lake, so we'll have to get to those. See you then.